Okay, this is DoodleTrace, which is a little application I've been writing for auto tracing, turning bitmap type images into vectors that you can edit in a vector program. Okay, here's an example. I've just loaded a little doodle and I've applied thresholds. Next, I tell it to find pixel strokes. So it tries to find where an artist would draw strokes of a brush over the image. And the final stage is to convert it from the pixel strokes into Bezier curves and export that, in this case, into an AI file, an Adobe Illustrator file. And I can hopefully show that by now going into another program and importing an Adobe Illustrator file. And here's the file we just exported. There you go. The nose is a bit dodgy, but hey, it's a work in progress. So you can now edit that in your other vector editing programs. Right, if we go back to DoodleTrace, let's load in something else. Okay, here's a picture a lot better at art than I am. It's not actually a line drawing, it's from a vector originally, but it should show what happens. So here again we find thresholds and we find the pixel strokes. There's lots of information on this diagram, but it's given information about what it is in the help file. And then we find Bezier curves again and export this. And if we try importing this into Anime Studio, there we go. So we've got editable vector file there, and let's have a look what it looks like when it's rendered. At the moment it's using all the strokes with the same width. I'm trying to figure out how to get some of these programs to import different line widths. You can export at the moment in Adobe Illustrator format and scalable vector graphics format. So here's exporting it in SVG. And I'm loading it now into Google Chrome. There we go. Probably needs a few parameters tweaking for that particular image, but it kind of works. Right, let's load up another example program. This is one of the tests I was using in development, looking at the joining of lines. In this example you can see the different colors represent different strokes, so some of them have been joined at intersections. If I turn off the joining, you'll see that the colors of each segment are different. And when I turn back on the joining strokes at intersections and then run it again, you can see it's linked what it thinks is the best case for joins. This is another example I used for testing the corners. Find the thresholds, run it, and where it thinks there's a corner it draws a yellow dot. Because what it does is it splits up strokes like that into two, so it doesn't render as just one stroke because it would be a bit curvy. If you turn that option off, it doesn't split them up. And if you export them, you'd see those curves would be, those corners would be a bit too curvy. So you can vary the parameters for the splitting at the corners.